Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Naya again, esthetician from the Atlanta area, And for some of those who may not know, I am here today to talk about SD etiquette. I know that sounds weird, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about what goes on in the treatment room, how I do my consultations, what to expect, and the things that really aggravate me as an esthetician, just keeping it real with you guys on, just a little education about the whole experience of coming in to have a facial. I've worked at the med spa, and I've also worked at the regular spa, so I can speak on both ends of things. So I can tell you that one of my clients inspired me the other day to make this video because she just kind of had a little attitude, towards the end of her facial, and it really inspired me to talk about this, right? So let's talk about everything that happens once you make your appointment and you come in, and you come into the treatment room. Usually we'll let you get comfortable, and then once we come back into the room, we will talk about your skincare routine and do a skin analysis. You should be getting a skin analysis, right? And so that's when we kind of put you under the magnifying lamp just to take a closer look at your skin, right? And we'll talk about like what it is that you would like to change about your skin. Once we talk about all of that, just to make sure that we don't use any products that may contraindicate your skin, then we will move on and continue with the facial. So just to give you an idea of what I'm looking at or looking for, or what I see when I look in the magnifying lamp, I'm seeing your pores. I'm seeing like the pores that are in the nose area, in the T-zone, even your forehead. Sometimes I'll see blackheads, I'll see uneven skin tone, fine lines, which I'll point out to you, dehydration, which is a sign of dehydration. I might see larger pores and talk to you about how to help with that. I might see hyperpigmentation, and I'll talk about what products that we may have for that to get your skin tone even. And another big one that I see that I always like to help people with is texture in the skin. So sometimes you'll see people's skin and it looks kind of like an orange peel, or it has like a lot of texture to it. And a lot of times that comes from like lack of exfoliation over the years, and everyone's skin is just different. So it could be like a lot of built up skin, so to speak, layers of skin, just from a lack of exfoliation. And believe it or not, I hear a lot of women saying like, I just use soap and water, like I'm not really doing much of a skincare routine. And that's our job, is to kind of get you on a skincare regimen that's going to improve your skin, the health of your skin, the look of your skin. And I get a lot of pushback, believe it or not, because, I get this whole thing of, well, I'm 65 or I'm 58 or however old they are. And they feel like, black doesn't crack. And I'm here to tell you that it kind of does crack. I see a lot of black that does crack. And it's not that it's horrible. It's just the whole fact that it would be so much better had that person been on a skincare regimen, right? So once you come in the treatment room and you get your facial done, it's usually going to be a cleansing. It's going to be an exfoliation, some toning, at least how I do it. I use steam as well. Some SDs nowadays, they're not really using steam, but I still use steam. And then you'll get your facial massage, and then you'll get a mask and your relaxation, décolleté massage, and so forth. Now, believe it or not, even though the exfoliation is important, all of it, but the facial massage is really, really important. And it really helps to keep the skin toned. There's so many benefits to a facial massage. And not only is it extremely relaxing, but it gets tension out of the face. Like, people would be surprised how much tension that they hold in their face, because your face shows everything. It shows when you're happy. It shows when you're, when you're angry, when you're stressed. A lot of times you tend to bend your brows. All of these things, when you smile a lot, you tend to create laugh lines. And then if you're dehydrated, all of these lines actually get more and more embedded into the skin. It's almost like creating memories in the skin. It's almost like how a tree grows and you see all of those little lines that are in the tree stump. It kind of happens with your skin. And even though it's a natural process, you do want to keep your skin hydrated. You do want to use your serums and your anti-aging just so that the skin remains smooth and supple and lifted, because premature aging is real. It's a real thing. So, soap and water is just not going to do it. There's some people who have great genetics, granted, but their skin would look even better if they had been on a skincare regimen. So that's my job, is to help you get on a skincare regimen to help improve the look of your skin and stop the premature aging that I'm seeing a lot of people have in its tracks. Get you on a regimen, start to reverse some things. So the lady who inspired me, she hadn't gotten a facial in a long time. Long story short, at the end of her treatment, I was just making some recommendations to her, and she had did a brightening treatment with me, and her skin came out really nice. But I'm just looking at her face like I do, because it's my job, and I'm telling her, like, I would love to see you back to work on your nasolabial folds, to do some lifting, some lymphatic drainage, and keeping her skin really toned. I want to work on keeping her skin lifted and toned. And in order to do that, the skincare cycle is every 4 weeks. And she looked at me like, bitch, please. Like, no, you didn't. And I'm thinking to myself, like, did you not come in here and tell me that you wanted to do some things to change your skin, to improve the look of your skin, etc.? And that was very interesting to me, because I'm trying to help her. And I think that, I don't know if she thinks that I'm trying to take her money, but of course I'm there to make money, but I'm also there to help improve your skin. That's how I make my money. That's how I keep a good reputation and have people come back and see me. And I try to show her the products that she needed, like some vitamin C, some exfoliation, SPF, those types of things. And it's like she just looked at me like whatever and left all of those products sitting there like I said nothing. And I'm just gonna say, like, if you're gonna come in for a facial, ladies and gentlemen, come in ready to spend a couple dollars, especially if you have not had a facial in a long time. I would say come in with like at least $250, $300, plan it out, make sure at least on your first appointment, if you haven't come in a long time, be ready to buy products. Honestly, like, I wouldn't even go get a facial if I'm not ready to tip accordingly and I'm not ready to buy products. Like, a tip is 20%. However, I don't think that a facial or even a skin therapist or even a massage therapist, I don't think they should be receiving anything less than a $20 bill. That's just, correct me if I'm wrong, if they do a great job, right? But there's so many clients that come in and you've done your best. You have given them the red carpet treatment and they will leave you like a $10 tip, $5 tip. And I get it. You might not have the money per se. But to me, if you don't really have the money, I just think you might need to just wait until you do have it so you can do what needs to be done. Because to me, if you're going to come in for a facial and you're saying, hey, I want to improve my skin, I want to brighten my hyperpigmentation, I want to start removing dark circles from under my eyes, and all of these things, I want my skin to look more lifted. There's different things that need to be done. There's so many different things depending on your skin. It could mean that you might need microneedling. You might need nano infusion. You might need light therapy. And you can't just do one treatment and expect your skin to turn around. Because it's like going to the gym. It's like a workout. It's something that has to be done consistently in order to see the proper results. So we're not trying to take your money. We're really trying to help you. we're really trying to turn your skin around, because I can speak from my perspective. I'm such a passionate esthetician, and I really mean it, that when I see someone's skin, it's like my goal and my wish and is to really have you shocked and wowed within 6 months to a year. Three to 6 months, 6 months to a year, depending on your skin type and your skin condition, so that you can be so happy and your money is not wasted. And I think that a lot of estheticians feel this way, like they really want their clients to see real change in their skin. And I can even say myself that I've gone through some things with my skin. I used to have eczema, and my eczema was pretty bad. When I started going to school, I learned like what to do to treat my eczema. And it was on my face, guys. Like, it was all over my face. And every winter, it's like my skin would peel like a snake. And I would have to keep covering it up with all these moisturizers, and you keep moisturizing, and then you still see the skin just peeling. And I would try to cover it up with everything, Vaseline, this and that, because I didn't know the proper ways to really get rid of my problem. And so once I went to school and I started apprenticing, lo and behold, my eczema went away, and it never came back. And why is that? Because I went ahead and I got a microdermabrasion and a chemical peel combo. After I got my microdermabrasion and chemical peel combo, I got the PCA Sensapeel right after I did a layer of microderm. My eczema never came back. Thank you, Lord. And it never came back. And so that's what I mean when I say we're not trying to take your money. And another thing that is just realistic, if you haven't been taking care of your skin for X amount of years, I feel like come in ready, prepared to spend some money and get the proper products to get you going on your skincare regimen. And a lot of ladies do that. Shout out to the ladies and the gentlemen that come in ready. Like, I had a client today. He was ready. He was so amazing. Like, first of all, he was up on the products, okay? Like, he had products and everything. He had Revision. He had, I think, like, Skin Medica. He had some really good products. And I was like, kudos to you for, like, you know, having some great products. And he came in prepared. And I was like, yes. And his skin looked good. He was taking care of himself. And I don't see a lot of men that are taking care of themselves, but he was. But he came in and he already had his products laid out perfectly fine. So he came in and he got a light therapy treatment, some brightening done, and so forth. And his skin came out really, really nice. But you could see the quality in his skin because he had been taking care of his skin. And I was looking at his pores, and I noticed that he had large pores, especially in his nose. And I was like, you've been doing something. Like, this is the power of, like, the magnifying lamp. I said, you've been doing something to take care of your skin. You've been taking care of your pores. And he was like, yep, I did microneedling. And I said, and I see it. And you can literally see his skin, like how it regenerated and started coming together and closing those large pores in his nose. And like, it was amazing just to see it under the magnifying lamp. And that's how passionate I am about skincare. I love that stuff. And he was like, yeah, you're right. I've been doing microneedling. And I said, I can look at your skin and tell. And this is what I mean. Like, one microneedling session is normally like about maybe $200 just for like just one treatment, unless you get like a package. And nano infusion is about the same thing, about $200 or so, sometimes $250. If you do PRP with your microneedling, which is platelet-rich plasma with it, which is using your own plasma to go back into the skin as like your serum, as a serum, that right there can cost you like $500 per session. But the results are amazing. And these are usually going to be for people who have like acne scarring or deep wrinkles, and it's going to smooth that back out. And the PRP helps the skin to regenerate even quicker. But not to go off on a tangent, but yeah, we're not trying to take your money. And another thing, and I'm not going to go on too long, but I just wanted to talk about recommendations mainly Recommendations are really there to help you. Come prepared, you guys, to spend some money. If you know you're coming to get a facial, be ready to spend $250, come with $250, $300. Just in case there's some products you might need. You might need to take home, I would say, at least 2 products, and you want to tip your SD and maybe pay for some upgrades, unless you have a membership somewhere. So I just wanted to put that out there. And you know what? Don't come too early, and definitely don't come late, because it messes us up. It messes us up a lot if you guys come in late. Then we get backed up for the entire day. We're running around like crazy trying to play catch up. It's the worst thing that could happen. But coming too early as well and just sitting in the waiting room, it feels like pressure on us. Like we might still be preparing, still setting up, and then now it feels like you've been waiting forever, and then you're mad at us because you've been sitting in the treatment room for so, not the treatment room, but the waiting room for so long. So don't come too early and don't come too late. And I just wanted to, put that out there just so you know what to expect. And I hope this video helps someone. I just really wanted to get that off of my chest, my little story time. So if you have any questions about going to see your esthetician, leave them in the comments. If you have like any experiences that you wanted to share, that'd be great too. And I just wanted to share this, information and this little story time with everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something from it. And thank you so much for coming to my channel again. I'll be posting more content about skincare, and I'm gonna get really creative and just come up with some different things that that goes on in the treatment room, talking about different skincare products. And I might even start moving around the city just so you can see what is out here for your skincare. And thank you again for watching, and please like my video and share this video with someone who may need some skincare help, and help support my channel so that I can, really do a lot more sharing about skincare. And if you have anything in mind that you'd like for me to talk about or any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much again, and have a wonderful day or night if it's nighttime, wherever you're at. Take care.